Hi guys, and
Hi,
welcome
everyone.
everybody. For you to join us. Um, I'm Daniel. This is Rebecca, and we've been working here together at the Kabbalah Center in Los Angeles, and we realized we have actually a lot in common. Besides teaching at the Kabbalah Center, the particular work that we're both doing benefits highly from belief work, and it's all about consciousness as we learn about Kabbalah. So what Rebecca is doing, she is very, very good at conscious parenting. She's a coach for conscious parenting. And I'm working one-on-one with people on belief work using different modalities like theta healing, or something that I've developed called soul affirmation, working through the power of affirmations to affect change on the subconscious mind. So today we're here to talk to you a little bit about belief work and how it applies as a parent, especially, right?
Yeah. Yes. So something that I teach parents, and what I think is really important for parents to understand, is the same way that we as adults are all day long have voices in our head. We talk to ourselves, and we say things that are kind and also that are not so kind to ourselves. Our children do too. And oftentimes our children will then, especially when they're young, will say those thoughts that they have to themselves out loud, right? Like, you don't love me, or I'm so bad, or my friends don't like me. They'll say all these different thoughts that they have in their heads all day long and let us know what they are. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't know how to handle them. And then when our children become teenagers or get older, those voices don't stop, but they might just stop actually articulating them to us, which kind of is even scarier, even worse. We don't really know what they're telling themselves. And as parents, we want to help our children to have really kind voices, to be able to speak to themselves in a kind and gentle and encouraging and loving way. And so I thought it would be awesome to talk to Daniel and to ask his advice on how we can program our children to be kind to themselves, right? How to turn those unkind words that they're speaking about themselves into positive affirmations so that they can create these awesome, strong, powerful belief systems.
Right. I mean, the best way I'm sure you agree that the best way to be the best parent is to apply everything on our own, right? To apply it on ourselves, and then that's the best way our children learn. So the first thing we want to do is to look at what are we telling ourselves all day long. Like you were saying, we're constantly having this self-talk with ourselves. Most of the time is without us realizing. And for those of you who think that you don't talk to yourself, I dare you to take another look at it. It is impossible. Constantly there's a chatter, right? And the more we become aware, we start to see the patterns, and we start to see some of the not so pleasant things and some of the good things. And we're able to notice, and I talked earlier today with Rebecca, we were able to notice the common theme and the story behind it. I like to view it as this self-talk, as the stories that we tell ourselves. And it's interesting, so going back to parenting and dealing with kids, I was sharing with you that one of the things that works best for me as a parent with my little daughter is because as any toddler, they can get into crisis mode. And something that I realize grabs her attention, makes her pay attention and quiet and calm down, actually listen and take in, is when I stop her in the middle of whatever she's doing in the crisis mode, or upset or whining, and I tell her a story. And there's a reason why children are more captivated by storytelling, because we're telling ourselves stories, and a story is a beautiful way in how we can pay attention and also affect changes that we like to see, right? So first identify the self-talk that is going on there, see what is the story, and then through that, know that you can change the narrative. We can change the story by simply telling ourselves different things, right? And that's the power of affirmation, which we can talk in a little bit about more. But anything else you want to?
Sounds great. In addition to the story, once your child has this powerful affirmation that you've come to that you've come up with for them, and maybe that can be a whole nother discussion.
Right.
How would you, is there a way that you think, like, is there a way that affirmations can work really well? Should they look in the mirror and say it to themselves? Should you look into your child's eyes and have them repeat it back to you? All of those, more ideas.
I think Louise Hay was the first one to introduce, I don't know if the first to introduce affirmation, but she calls it mirror work, right? Mm-hmm. There's great power to that. If your kids are up for it, great. Not every child might be up for it and standing in the mirror and telling themselves, I love you, right? Even as adults, it's sometimes a little bit difficult thing to do. But it's constantly reinforcing. So it's also paying attention to what we are telling our children, right?
Right.
So constantly positive reinforcement and choice of positive words. But then also there are maybe also through stories, right? So again, I always think with my toddler, like, whatever I want to teach you, I'm thinking, what way can I teach her that through a story? So oftentimes I will make up stuff, right? And it can be simple stuff, but if you want to teach your child to use affirmation, tell and even invent a story that is about someone or a child or a little princess that constantly told herself that she loves herself, and that she uses these words, that I am powerful, I'm strong, I am smart, right? Whatever it is that you feel that needs to be reinforced. Just a side note, affirmation, we always want to keep it positive, and we don't want to include nots or don'ts, right? So we don't want to have an affirmation that is I'm not afraid, or I'm not stupid, right? You want to keep it positive because the subconscious mind doesn't filter the not, and it becomes I am afraid, I am stupid, right? So that's a little note to keep in mind. Or write them even down, right? And put them up somewhere visible, maybe a magnet on a fridge or whatever it is, with these statements, and make it even a routine, right? Every morning you read them out loud together, right? Or a good night bedtime story, a good night routine where you repeat these affirmations together, right? And you can make it a game, and you can make it playful too.
I love that. Yeah. Great ideas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you for everyone for tuning in and listening.
Yes, thank you so much, guys, and see you soon.
See you soon.